You know what I find inspiring? When content creators who have been making great and entertaining content on YouTube for years finally gets a high budget and resources to create a theatrical release film. And that is what we have here with Talk to Me, a solid horror film created by passionate content creators. You just love to see it. So Talk to Me is a brand new horror film that has been on my anticipation list for a few months now. The film is directed by Danny and Michael Philippou, aka Raka Raka, and it stars Sophie Wilde, Alexandra Jensen, Zoe Terakis, and Miranda Otto. When a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits by using an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill, until one of them unleashes terrifying supernatural forces. When I first heard that Raka Raka was making a theatrical release film with A24, I was beyond excited. It was like a match made in heaven. When you combine the artistic nature of A24 and the absurdly chaotic minds of Danny and Michael Philippou, the final result will be miraculous. So I admire that these guys not only managed to make this movie happen, but they also managed to work with a company who was willing to go about this film on their terms, and that same company allowed the directors to give their full vision of this film. So I admire that a lot. I wish all companies would give their directors full creative freedom, but I digress. But I really admired the concept of this film. You have this embalmed hand that has the ability to connect people to demonic spirits just from firmly grasping it. That concept alone is already wild, but what's even more wild is that the main friend group, they just use it as for some sort of high or for other recreational reasons, which is pretty messed up, but at the same time, it's kind of funny. This movie kind of goes into the origins of the hand. Could it have gone more deeper into the lore of it all? Sure. But I feel like the main objective was to focus on the hand, its capabilities, and just the consequences that follows, which was good enough for me. I thought the cast was great. All of the characters are likable enough to the point in which you care about them and you want them all to make it out in the end. The main girl, Mia, was spectacular in this film. Her ability to flip from an openly sweet girl who is suffering from grief but still keeps a smile on her face to this possessed and wicked evil was incredible. From the beginning to the end, I was rooting for her. Despite some of the choices that she made, I still wanted to see her get a good ending. I have never heard of the actress Sophia Wilde before, but I do hope that we see more of her in the future because she was just incredible in this. Also, the mother, flat out hilarious. If there is one thing that I love in movies, and I think this should be more commonly used throughout all films, it is practical effects. Look, man, I'm kind of a sucker for practical effects. When any movie uses that, it just puts a big smile on my face. So growing up watching Raka Raka and seeing how much practicality they used in their videos, I knew it was going to be present in this movie, and they make very good use of that. So I just want to give them their props for their consistency of the usage of practical effects. Dear Disney, not everything needs to be CGI. This movie also has some good and effective jump scares. Now, even though jump scares are commonly used to get a cheap fright out of someone, in here, they are utilized very sufficiently, so I appreciate them for using their jump scares very wisely. I also love the tension and uneasiness in this film, especially in the second and third act. That scene, man. If you know, you know. This film makes good use of its hour and 35-minute runtime. I don't think the movie needed to be shorter nor longer. I felt that the runtime was just right. And that ending was not how I expected it to end. So I appreciate them for exceeding my expectations on how this movie would wrap up. My only problem is that I feel like certain other characters' fates weren't properly concluded. Like, I feel like their fates were just kind of left in the air, but that's just me. In the end, Talk to Me is an exceptional and an entertaining horror film that a lot of horror fans are going to admire, and it actually gets me excited for their next project. Because look, with the amount of money that this film brought in on such a low budget, you know Raka Raka will be back, and I will be there day one. So plugging Talk to Me into the rank system, I am placing this one into the pinnacle zone. But yeah, that is pretty much my review for Talk to Me. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought about Talk to Me. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What's your favorite Raka Raka skit? Whatever you thought, let me know down in the comments below. And as always, guys, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you all in the next one.
After working up the nerve, almost equal in size, I walked around with the iron for any wrinkle in time. I paid a piece of my mind for every nickel and dime, but never less than a 5 and never slept on a job. A killer crept on your squad, yet never left the garage, where your God was close enough to see the flesh of his eyes. Get to the button and press, it's what the message advised. What's the threat behind the message where the testament lies?